What if it cuts off? We'll start over again.
We're good. Welcome, everybody. Welcome live to episode 12, the Dirty Dozen episode of Chop on the Top. My name is William.
He's about ready to, he's thinking on the stage right here. But my name is Blake Robertson. Blake R.J. Davis Robertson. Let's go Tar Heels!
And we are so glad we're here once again. We are not only going to be live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. And we are so glad you're here joining us. We had a big week of college football. Well, some of us did.
Okay. I'd like to apologize for not being live. Sometimes we're not going to be able to go live on Mondays. We like to, but something came up and we couldn't come live. We're live tonight.
It's all part of life. We just had some scheduling conflicts.
Yes, we did. Big scheduling conflicts.
Yes. And well, we are so glad you're here. We're so glad to be back. And we can get this show underway by talking about a certain barrel coming back to Knoxville. We're staying in Knoxville as we beat Kentucky. We beat the Wildcats. How beautiful is that?
Oh, why are you looking at me for? What are you looking at me for? Some confirmation? You're on top of 10 in the nation. You're on the playoff. You've got a chance in the playoffs. Why are you looking at me?
Because everybody likes beating Kentucky, right?
I'm just football.
Fair enough.
Damn about Kentucky in football.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But no, we took care of Kentucky in the second half. Once again, I wish we could play a 60-minute football game for the love of all good things. Tennessee, once again, struggling to play a 60-minute game.
Woo! They're not 60-minute man like me. Sorry.
Well, neither is Florida State, but yeah, here we are.
We ain't worried about Florida State.
We'll get to that.
Florida State.
We'll get to that.
Oh, it won't be long. My breakdown won't be long. Go ahead.
But no, we really struggled once again in the first half, but we did score in the first half, thankfully.
How many points?
I think 7. It was not a pretty game, but we got it done. We won the rivalry game. We can all breathe a sigh of relief. What y'all do this weekend?
Moving on.
Moving on.
To next.
Moving on.
I want to tell you what I want to break down for the next week, Jay.
Didn't you?
Let me go ahead and get it over with. This is not a long breakdown. First of all, this week we're moving on from it. Next week, please don't beat us too bad.
Wait,
go ahead and break down Tennessee and play this week.
Well, the Vols take on Mississippi State. The Bulldogs are one of two straight games against a Bulldog.
One will be a little tougher than the other.
Knowing us, it'll be a
well, you got a point there.
We are one of those teams, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's one of those teams where this, and I say it every week, it's a trap game. Guys might be looking ahead to Georgia. Yep. Mississippi State is one of the worst teams in the SEC.
Maybe the worst.
They are the worst in the SEC this year. But we can't take them lightly.
No.
It's going to be a night game at Neyland. Go figure. Tennessee is a 24-point favorite at home against Mississippi State. Is that a fair number? 24-point advantage.
I'm thinking the way y'all have been playing, that's probably about the final score.
So like
equally.
Fair.
Y'all win probably what? Y'all haven't scored a lot, so 28-10, somewhere in there?
I think 24 is a little generous, but I also think that we need to wake up at some point. And I think this is the game.
Wake up before you go, girl. Sorry.
Thank you for the musical number.
We have a lot of those today.
Oh, Lord. But no, we need to get it together. We need to play better. We need to take care of business. We need to take care of things. We've got to get it together before we play the other Bulldog on the road. With that being said,
we ought to go to that game. Just sit outside the stadium.
Forget going tickets to that one.
Well, you can get tickets on SeatGeek. I don't even want to go to the game. I just want to sit outside.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But no, I think we will get it together. I think this is our week of I'm calling it the get together week.
Get it together, dog.
We got, except for playing the Bulldogs. But it will be a dog fight. See what I did there?
I like it.
But we have the goodest boy in the SEC, Smokey, and we will get it done. I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going 31-10.
Right? Okay. That's going to be, like you say, I mean, I don't think you're losing. Where are you playing the game? It's at home, right?
It's at home. It's at Neyland.
I mean, that helps. If it was in Starkville, there might be a chance. I don't think there's a chance in Neyland.
No, I don't think not with the way the Neyland crowd has been this year either.
Well, they're tasting it now. I mean, this will be the first time you've had a chance at the national championship since 98.
Because never mind. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it yet.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say. Well, the thing about that is, you won that against a backup quarterback. Just saying. I ain't going to.
You're not going to let that go, are you?
Nope.
Speaking of who we beat in 98.
We've already done this, William. That was my breakdown of that game. We play Notre Dame Saturday. Just don't beat us too bad. That's my breakdown. No score. Just don't beat us too bad. Well, can we move on?
Can I give a score? Or is that too mean?
Go ahead.
So I'll give a more proper breakdown. Yeah, no, there's no way you can break this down.
That's my team. I don't break down Tennessee. I just give you a score.
Fair enough. Yeah, you guys are in trouble.
Why are you looking at me? Why are you telling me this?
Like you don't already know.
I just said, don't beat us too bad. What does that mean? Like I'm
going 38-14.
I'm going to say that the interceptions for Florida State will be higher than the score they put up. Like we'll probably throw 4 interceptions and only score 3 points.
I could actually see that. Moving on.
See how sad I look when you do that? I have to break down Florida State. And I'm done with the season as far as breaking it down. I know you want to do this on the podcast, but
understandable.
I think it's more entertaining when I look like this than when I'm trying to make something of nothing.
You're trying to be too honest with yourself.
I'm very honest with myself. I've already summoned defeat at the hands of nothing. You got a quarterback.
Hey,
we're going up there.
Oh, I know that feeling. It was called from like 2010 to 2020. The 2010s were it's a mess for us in Knoxville. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
that's right.
That feeling. Would you like to at least recap Week 10?
Well, definitely. There's a big game on Saturday morning around 11 o'clock in Columbus. Where
no, that was in Happy Valley, but yes. Well, like
Kansas State, Happy Valley. Ohio State took care of business, and now they moved into my top 5, and we'll go over that in just a few minutes. Finally, Ohio State has made my top 5.
See,
just at the right time.
Here's the thing. I will say this. Once again, we have learned James Franklin cannot coach in the big game. James Franklin cannot coach in the big game.
Good point there.
He cannot beat Ohio State or Michigan. And it's just like, wow. Do I think this brings validity to Ohio State's resume? Yes.
Yes, it does. They finally beat a ranked team. They finally won a meaningful football game this year. But I don't know. I looked at them at the beginning of the season and thought they were a lot better than they are. I don't see them I don't know how to put this. I don't think Will Howard's good enough to carry them to a national championship.
No, I do not think so either. No, I think they will make the playoff, but
they're easily making the playoffs.
They're going to make the playoff, but they ain't going. I don't think they're going to make it out of the first round.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. We'll see the matchups.
It'll depend on who they play in the first round, I think. We'll have to wait a few minutes to see that. But
right. So Indiana, but on the same token, I mean, they're good. It's a class. Hopefully they don't play next Saturday, because that would be a definite look ahead game whoever they play. But they got Ohio State in 2 weeks in Columbus.
Indiana plays Michigan this weekend.
That's gonna be a tough game to win, knowing what you got coming up.
They got to play Michigan and Ohio State back-to-back weeks.
Right. And if we look at it here in a few minutes, I guarantee you, if they beat Michigan, they're going to the championship game.
I think so too. There were other games on the tab.
All right. Well, down there in
Oregon speaking of Michigan, Oregon took care of business. Right. Number one team in the land.
Quack, quack.
The quack attack continuing.
Quack. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Oregon keeps plugging along. They're getting better and better every week. Keep blowing people out. And
absolutely.
They do not. Do they see anybody else coming up that's worthy? Sorry. But I'll let him handle the buttons. I press some buttons, but he presses buttons better. Anyway, I'll make it.
Yes, we use an iPad underneath here to keep track of things.
We have to. I mean, there's no way you can do it by yourself.
Oregon has Maryland at Wisconsin and Washington.
Okay, I remember that from last week now. I think if they win Saturday, that's it. They're in the Big Ten title game.
They're going to Indy.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Oregon will play either Indiana, Ohio State, or if they both screw up,
which they won't.
One of them won't. One of them won't. It'll be one of those two teams.
Yeah.
I don't think even a one-loss Penn State team can get in.
No, I think they need help
at this point.
They need help. There's too many teams undefeated now. You got Indiana. Well, Ohio State's not undefeated.
They're not.
So I guess that's the one that needs to lose.
But yes, if Indiana beats Ohio State, that could be Penn State's ticket in. But still, that would also require Indiana to lose a game.
Right. Moving on to Jacksonville, the Dogs and the Gators.
Boy,
I'm telling you,
Georgia looks vulnerable.
You're liking that, aren't you? Looking ahead. We'll talk about where they go this Saturday, but
no, I'm not looking ahead.
You're not looking ahead. I'm just saying you're looking ahead down the road to see what might happen in 2 weeks.
No.
Okay, that's good. You can focus on one game at a time.
Focused on
the lightning bolts
of Mississippi
the Dogs
State.
right in front of him.
But I will say this: Georgia does look vulnerable. Carson Beck is a mess at quarterback.
How about the upset with the Cox down in Columbia? Sorry,
that was interesting.
That's crazy.
I'm impressed with South Carolina. See, South Carolina always has that one game a year, that one ranked game a year they'll win for no reason whatsoever. This was this game this year, kind of like that Tennessee game in 22.
My view on South Carolina is there's a ceiling there. To me, I don't care who you got, unless it's like Nick Saban. There's a ceiling in Columbia. They're not getting ahead. I don't care how good they're doing right now. Let's see what's the record, 5-3.
Yeah,
they'd have to get like 5-star recruits out of the butt and transfers coming there to really get to the certain level, because they're not beating Georgia. They're not beating y'all. They're not beating give me another team. Texas, Alabama. Right now, I can see them beating Alabama because Alabama's not what they were.
They only lost by Bama by 2.
That's what I'm saying. They're right on the point with them. But Georgia, Texas, and y'all, and I don't see that being much of a contest.
Very much no. And I think South Carolina, they always had a ceiling in Columbia, but they always have that one win of a year where it's like, where did this come from?
Well, they have a good team.
They have a good team. They they have a ceiling.
They've had some questionable losses this year, but they have a good team.
They definitely do. Another team in South Carolina
got whooped Saturday night.
Louisville went down to Clemson.
Death Valley.
And what?
You notice he didn't say Death Valley there. Because they're not Death Valley. You are.
I don't consider it Death Valley. Don't even put that even on me, Ricky Bobby.
There's only one Death Valley U in there.
Yes, we will get to it.
Yeah. And then in Dallas, the SMU
boy, that was a
Mustangs.
Shocker. That was a shocker.
Eliminate Pitt from the ACC title race and make themselves the second team in the Charlotte right now to face Miami.
Oh, I think that that is a definite. I wouldn't say a must win for Pitt, but that is a humongous win for Pitt. I mean for SMU. Sorry.
Also, our boys Army continue to fight the good fight and stay undefeated. And you think they have a chance at the playoffs?
No.
Well, Boise State loses. They need Boise State to lose.
It would take Boise State losing a second game.
Which they already lost one.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't realize they lost one, and then they realized it's to Oregon. So that really doesn't even count in terms of the.
Well, it will. I think it will.
It will, but it won't.
Because if Army goes undefeated, they go to the playoffs.
I agree.
And Boise loses another game. If Boise goes straight through and wins every game, Boise's in. But if Boise loses, Army wins out, they go to the playoffs. So, which I'm excited for.
I'm excited too.
A team I'm worried about is your former hype train is kind of derailed. Minnesota has destroyed, well, not destroyed, but beat the Illini on Saturday night in Champaign.
That was
the train is coming off the tracks.
The train is coming off the tracks.
And then also in your other favorite place to play football, Fayetteville, the Razorbacks are starting to do Razorback type things, and they let Ole Miss, who has not done nothing all year, for 63 points against Arkansas.
They made your boy Jackson Dark look like a Heisman quarterback.
He's not.
Boy,
we're getting ready to tell you why he's not for next week in a little bit. The Miami Hurricanes beat your Duke Blue Devils, pretty much put the Duke Devils on ice for the season, which they had a great run.
They're 6-3. It's still respectable.
They got to play NC State Saturday in Raleigh, I believe.
That should be a winnable game, but we'll get to that. I think Duke an 8-4 season, I would be okay with the first year head coach.
And then my bubble's been burst. The the Cyclones of Iowa State have gone down. Texas Tech, after losing 2 straight weeks,
that was
pull a squeaker out, 23-22 in Ames.
That was I'm stunned. And another Big 12 team went down. Kansas State took care of Houston. Or Houston took care of Kansas State.
They pulled the upset. That was a massive upset because Houston has been trashed all year.
Did not see that one coming either.
Right.
The other games of note.
I'm going to give you a note.
Fair enough. So should we do our top 5 teams?
We ain't broke down the note yet. The teams the note yet.
What are we talking about?
Let's see.
Now we are in our rapid round.
Rapid fire, dog. Rapid fire. There's not a lot of things going on. But NC State keeps rolling. We want to talk about our state teams. They've been pretty good lately.
So you said North Carolina took care of business.
I did. Syracuse and Virginia Tech. The Orange beat Virginia Tech in overtime.
Yeah.
38-31.
Right. So I think I saw that game going either way.
What do you think about Vandy going down to the Plains and beating Auburn? They beat Auburn and Alabama in the same year.
It's the first time since 1955. And I heard Vandy has also won the Iron Bowl as a result. How about that, Coach?
Holy cow.
They won the Iron Bowl.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are scoring points at a rapid rate now, 42-10 over Wisconsin.
Yeah, thanks.
Did you tell your mom you're sorry? She's sorry? Whatever.
I tried to keep my distance.
There's Bob.
Coach Smith.
Rob Smith tuning in today. Thank you for turning in, Coach.
Thank
you for supporting the pod.
Washington beat USC. Boy, USC is
tanking. What's his name? Riley's done.
I think he is. He does not have a signature quarterback.
And they can't. We were hyping them. You were hyping them after the first game, and they had a couple of good runs, but
they're
done.
Yeah, they're done. but we missed a game last week. The
I don't think we did.
Screwdriver is going to the island of Hawaii. They went in and
There's alcohol in the screwdriver?
no, like an actual screwdriver.
Okay. All right.
They go in and they beat Fresno State.
So glad you brought this up. I'm so excited for this. Thank you.
Another rivalry he didn't know about.
No, I'm glad. Actually, I like the name of it, the screwdriver.
There's a history between that.
Go there. I was thinking about something, but I ain't gonna go there. Let's go to the conference standings. Let's write down the conference standings. Let's see where we're heading as we head into week 10 again.
Week 11.
Week 11,
yeah.
It's crazy how fast time flies. Just the other day we started the podcast. What was it? Week 0, Florida State and Ireland. I was so excited, and look at me now. We're in Carolina stuff in November. Do we have a tissue anywhere?
There's paper in the bathroom.
Paper in the bathroom? What do you mean by that?
Florida State got annoyed.
So we're starting off with the ACC.
It's not working.
It's not working, baby. Okay, I get it. All right. So I got Miami undefeated, SMU undefeated, Clemson's at 5-1, Pitt's at 5-1. That's the 4 teams, in my opinion. And Pitt is hanging on by a dearly thread.
Yes. I think Pitt's holding on by a dear thread. I think Clemson's holding on by a dear thread.
They're not holding on. If SMU loses, I think they go.
I agree.
They'll be high ranked. We got to figure out the tiebreakers.
We'll figure out for next week. But I do think right now it's a crash course between FSU, SMU and Miami.
This is not August anymore. That's the last time they were in the playoff race, any kind of race.
They weren't in it in July, let's be honest.
Yeah, they were. I mean, theoretically. Not literally, but theoretically.
No, I think realistically, it's a 4-team race in the ACC. But realistically, it's going to be SMU and Miami and maybe Clemson.
It's not making the play after game.
Fair enough. In the Big 12.
The Big 12.
We've got BYU and Iowa State, Colorado.
Let's see.
I think right now it looks like it's going to be BYU and Iowa State right now, but we'll see.
It's a 3-team. I would say I would give Kansas State a smidge help because they beat Colorado head-to-head.
Fair.
So it's BYU, Iowa State, Colorado, and Kansas State.
I'd love to see BYU and Colorado in it.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
I think Dion knows they have a chance to do something big this year. And I'm sure they're going to eventually, we'll find out here in a minute who they play this week, but they're probably going to get ready to play all these teams, and that's going to decide the conference.
Yes. In the Big 10, as we said, it's kind of a 3.5 team race.
3.5. That's what I'm going with.
I think you've definitely got Indiana and Oregon, who are both still undefeated. But you still can't count out Penn State, Ohio State. And maybe Penn State if things fall the right way.
Penn State needs help.
They need a lot of help. Because unfortunately, the one loss they do have is to a team that is above them.
Right. And they don't play Oregon or Indiana this year.
No, they do not.
So that's a long shot. But they're still in the playoff line. There's not out of the play. As long as they finish 11-1, they're going to the playoffs.
Yes. And in the SEC, I think I'm going to stick to what I said before. It is going to be the winner of Georgia and Tennessee versus the winner of Texas and A&M.
And I'm still giving LSU a shot.
And LSU is an outside shot. But
they got a big one Saturday night.
Need help.
They got a big one Saturday night.
And we will get to that.
Yeah, let's go to the Pac-12 doing the big race, the 2-team race. Pac-12, Washington State. They're both undefeated.
Undefeated.
Hold on. Time out.
What?
They don't have a conference. Oh, I thought I saw 6-0. I thought they were counting conference games. They weren't even conference games. I was about ready to have a cow. Oh my gosh. Woo! All right. So
we wild on this show.
So what do we? Okay, I forgot about Washington State. So that's 3. They can get in.
I think they will.
Not in the playoffs.
Not in the playoffs.
I mean, I'm not saying I think they will. I'm saying I think they have a shot just as much as Army and Boise State has a shot.
Yes.
Let's look at the Mountain West. One more team, one more conference.
Right now, it looks like Boise and Colorado State.
Title, yeah. The boys, you already beat UNLV, and they already beat all these teams. So I'm saying, yeah, you're right. I think it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Hawaii knocked out Fresno State.
There you go. Right there. We were right.
Oh, shit. My bad. Shoot.
We were right. I'm always right.
So, yeah. Down the stretch, Boise has Nevada at home, San Jose State on the road, Wyoming on the road, and Oregon State at home.
They're in the playoffs. I mean, they're in the championship game.
They're in the championship game.
All right.
Colorado State down the stretch. They have the battle for the boot.
No, the boot.
In 2 weeks against Wyoming.
Okay.
That is a rivalry game. So
don't get too excited about that. Don't get too excited.
I want that boot in Laramie.
No one's sitting in Laramie. Not up his ass. I mean,
you don't even know where Laramie is.
Yeah.
Could you find Laramie on a map for me?
In Wyoming.
Where in Wyoming?
In Wyoming.
Thank you.
You asked me another question like that last week. How did I get in the building? Through the door.
You're like the old British Prime Minister. You ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer.
Yeah. All right.
I also have Fresno State and Utah State. So I think they're in as well.
On to the newly released college football playoff top 25. In the first top 25 of the year, right?
Yeah.
Let's look. I'm going to read off what they have for now. They got Oregon at number 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Miami at 4, and Texas at 5. We'll just go with the top 5 for now. Then once we get to the playoffs, when it really actually matters,
yes,
we can really break it down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that Miami's not 2.
Well, the conference they play in hurts them.
Absolutely. But they are still undefeated in a powerful conference.
And what team, what win do they have on their resume that just says boom?
None.
So my top 5 for this week is going to be Oregon at number 1.
Fair.
And then I have Miami at number 2 because they're undefeated. I always go, I don't care what anybody else says. I go with undefeated teams. Try to make them in ahead of everybody else.
You literally just shot me down for saying Ohio or Miami was 2. Because I said Miami should be 2 and you shot me down. Then here you go. You put
Woo! I don't know what I said now. So anyway, Georgia at number 3. I think they're the best one-loss team in the country. And some of the there's undefeated teams left in the country, but I'm not sure they're quite to the Georgia level. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I have Ohio State at number 4. I'm not sure if they're ready to go ahead of the other teams yet. They got one more big game. If it stays that way, Indiana could lose Saturday.
Yeah.
And that would on their record.
Oh yeah.
One loss to Michigan would probably drop them 10 spots.
Rob,
so that'd be
5. I would say 5.
And then my number 5 is Indiana. I think Indiana, even though they haven't played a single team that's really that great, they're getting ready to. So we'll find out Saturday, the next 2 Saturdays, what kind of cojones Indiana's got.
So yeah, for my top 5, obviously number 1, Oregon. They have beaten everybody. They've taken care of business. They're really turning it on now. They are cranking it now. The quack attack is in full go mode.
I agree with this. That's not the quack. That's the chunk. I mean, whatever you're talking about. What's going on in this place right now?
Florida State fan just did the chop, everybody.
Well, that's because I'm drunk. I mean,
fair enough. Number 2.
Edit that out, William.
We'll edit it out later. Miami is number 2 for me. Yes, as we just said, they haven't played anybody of note. I don't think they've even played a ranked game all year. But they get it done. And that's what matters. They get it done. They are 9-0 for a reason. Cam Ward is a front runner for the Heisman.
Front runner?
He's a front runner.
Okay. Now, wait a minute now. When you say front runner, wouldn't be front runner be the number 1 guy?
Yes. If I had to vote today, I would vote him as my Heisman winner.
You said one of them.
One of them, yes, but you get the point.
UNCG again. Here it comes.
That's Spartan education. Number 3.
That's where our tax dollars are going.
I'm going for Texas. Yes, they have a loss to Georgia. But
all my exes live in Texas.
Yes, George Strait.
Thank you.
But they've just proven time and time to me they're the best one-loss team in my opinion.
I just want to say something real quick.
What?
What about this hair? Woo! Hello.
Thank you, Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Ric
Flair.
Number 4, Georgia. And it really, you could put these in flip-flop order, but to me, I think Texas is just a slidge bit better.
Slidge?
Slim bit better.
How you spell slidge?
I meant slim.
Slim?
Slim bit better.
Huh?
Like slightly better.
Sorry, what?
And number 5,
We're good.
Ohio State.
What's going on around here?
Number 5, I have the Ohio State. I think while they had a good win over Penn State.
Can I ask you this?
What?
Why do they call them the Ohio State?
I'm not sure. I will look into that and bring it to you next week.
Of course they're the Ohio State. There's only one Ohio State.
I think there's a certain reason I don't remember off the top of my head.
I cannot wait till you figure this out.
I will do my research.
Okay.
But no, I think while they had a good win over the weekend over Penn State on the road, to me, they are just not at the level Georgia or Texas is.
Well, I don't think Will Howard is as good a quarterback.
That's exactly the reason I have him at 5. I don't think Will Howard's a national championship winning quarterback. I don't think they're good enough to be in the national championship picture. I think, again, they'll make the playoff.
All right.
But I could see them losing in the first or second. That being said, we will get to our top games of the week.
Okay. Trying to get excited
I
about
can
this.
bring my app back.
Start off with the game day game let's go with the game day game first.
Yes.
Where would we be for game day this week? Would we be in Ole Miss or would we be at Tiger Stadium?
Think about that one logically for a second.
My decision will be based on something different than your decision. I think it might be a tie for me.
I also have family.
Well, I'll tell you what, for his family, that'll put us over the top. I'll sacrifice my wanting to go to the Grove for another day.
You told me you don't like Ole Miss.
Well, I ain't talking about the football team.
Fair enough. But no, LSU, Alabama. To me, this is a playoff elimination game. The loser is out. The loser will not go to the playoff.
Playoff? Yeah, I agree with you. I think LSU has played pretty good football all year. They haven't been great. Would you say exceptional?
I would say the same thing about Bama, too.
Right. Well, Bama did whoop up last time they've gone out against Missouri. So that kind of puts everything else to the back burner. Let's see how they do in Death Valley. I am saying LSU's winning.
I am LSU.
The home team, the home field advantage. This is Saturday night.
Saturday night in Death Valley. It is just a different animal.
The moonshine and the alcohol, the whiskey, the bourbon, of course.
Knows what they drink down there.
The other stuff gonna be going on down there too. They gonna be just drink.
Well,
Smoking that reefer, and among other things, puffing the pipe. What?
Thank you for nearly choking my water.
Telling you right now, that's what I'm here for.
But no, and I think in all seriousness, yes, Bama is favored by 3. I think that is actually a pretty fair spread. I could see it going 3 either way.
Me too.
I think LSU wins this game 28-24. Go Tigers.
You do like that score. I'm going to stay with that score. LSU 28-24 in Death Valley, and they stay in the race for the playoffs, and Alabama is eliminated. The America wins again.
Always wins when Alabama loses.
Then what is Grove? Oh, straight east, pretty much, or is it up a little bit?
The Grove
direction.
To go from Baton Rouge to Ole Miss.
Yeah,
it's north.
Okay, so to me, this is the bigger game. Even though game day is going to LSU, Alabama, this is the bigger game. Ole Miss needs this game the worst way. Would you agree?
I agree. I think.
And then Georgia, this is another, what's it called, statement game for them. If they go down to the Grove and beat Ole Miss pretty much in the playoffs.
I think so, yes.
Even if they lose to y'all, quote unquote, 2 weeks from today or next weekend, I still think Georgia would win out. They're in the playoffs. But Ole Miss with a loss is done.
Oh, I think, yeah, I agree. I think this is I'm not going to go as far as saying an elimination game for the playoff.
For Ole Miss, it is.
For Ole Miss, yeah. Well, I don't think Ole Miss has a chance even if they win.
To get in the playoffs?
No, I don't think
They're beating Georgia.
We'll have to see. I think it also depends on how much.
I'm going to do you right now. He just said that Ole Miss can't make the playoffs if they beat Georgia. Hold on. We got to stop right here. Are you okay today?
I'm good. But I think if Georgia needs to send a statement,
I'm going to say the word I knew to say. That's wild. Number one.
Exciting.
Time of the day.
It's exciting.
Like me.
It'll be an exciting game in Oxford, I think.
I need to get this guy a bath or something. I don't know.
I don't think Ole Miss gets it done, though. I think Georgia's too good on defense.
Okay.
I think Ole Miss has good talent, but Georgia's got great talent.
No doubt.
I think Georgia is the better team.
I do. Carson Beck is the better quarterback.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. Last week, I would disagree. Barely. I think defense will win this game. Georgia's defense is a lot better. Georgia is a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm saying 10-point game. Georgia wins 31-21.
I was going to go 31-24.
Good score.
That's a decent score.
Yeah.
Next game I got on this list is Colorado and Texas Tech.
Colorado.
I think Colorado takes care of business, but I think they struggle.
They got all on the line. They see it now. They can see the playoffs in their future. They must win this game.
The Big 12 title game in their sight.
Yeah.
They have everything going for them.
They've been on a roll.
But it could all unravel this weekend in Lubbock.
But Texas Tech just knocked off another playoff team, quote unquote, candidate. Now they got a chance to do it 2 weeks in a row to save their season. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Deion Sanders comes in there and wins 35-21.
I would say same score, 35-20.
Yeah. I'm seeing it now. They were struggling. With that, they came from that close to losing to Baylor, was it not?
I think so.
And since then, they've gone on a roll. So they've taken that break or fluke break and turned it into maybe a playoff spot.
I think so too. Next game.
BYU and Utah. Why is this on? I'm kidding. Calm down. What's it called? What's the name for this game?
South Carolina Vandy?
Oh, I said BYU and Utah.
Oh, the Holy War. Due to both schools being tied.
Isn't that like what's the word for saying two opposite things? Because he said the Holy War.
Yeah, the oxymoron.
Yeah, oxymoron. That's an oxymoron of the day. Holy War. I think BYU will win this game because they also have some future coming up, and Utah is injury laden with what's rising out for the year.
Oh yeah.
At the point of the season, that was not picked to win the Big 12, but obviously Rising can't stay healthy. So I'm gonna try to remember that going forward. Next year, maybe not pick Utah. But anyway, BYU is kind of rolling. They're having some struggle, but they're not exactly the most dominant team in the world. But they're undefeated for a reason. And I think they go to Utah because Utah is it's going to be tough. This is my drop kick game of the week. BYU wins in Utah 35-34.
Not a bad pick. I could see this being either a really close game or I could see this being an absolute blowout over by halftime in favor of BYU. But I could see a situation where Utah takes care of business too, because they would love nothing more. You're having a bad year. The quarterback's hurt. Nothing has gone right this year. But what could save your season? What could make your season? Ruining your rival's year.
Yep.
It will not happen. It will not happen. Give me BYU. Now the spread is -4. Give me I'm going 30-21.
Big win.
I think so. I think BYU is just too good, and Utah is too beat up.
All right. So we had to Vandy and South Carolina, both teams coming off of big wins last week.
Yeah, boy.
And
the question is, who gets slapped? I call this the slap back to reality game.
Okay.
Who's going to get hit in the face by reality?
Back to reality.
Oh, there goes Pat.
Woo! All right. So I'm going probably home team here, Vandy.
South Carolina.
Big time wins at home this year, namely against Alabama. And I believe South Carolina is good, but I think Vandy's really good at home this year.
Oh, I think Vandy will win, even though they're a 3.5-point underdog. Do you have a score?
Vandy 24-21.
I think I'm going to say 28-24 Vandy.
Okay.
I think Vandy, both these teams are good. I think Vandy's on a magical run. I don't like seeing it personally. I wonder
magical
why. For Vanderbilt standards.
Yeah, I guess so.
For Vandy standards, I think.
I'll give you that.
As a Tennessee fan, I don't like it. But I digress. I think it's going to be 28. Or what did I say? 31-24?
Yeah. And then the next game is, if it's basketball, I'll probably be throwing up right now. But I can pass through it in football. NC State and Duke. In Raleigh, both teams are kind of floundering around. NC State, I feel like, has had a better run of it lately because Duke's lost 2 in a row. Kind of heartbreaking fashion. Wanted to beat down to Miami and then the heartbreaker against SMU. I think NC State at home is a smidge better team than Duke. Final score 21-20. NC State.
Duke's struggling. Duke is struggling right now. Especially since you're wearing a Carolina shirt, that just seems wrong.
I know, it's football. I can compartmentalize my sports. Football season is for football. Florida State, the rivalry there. Carolina basketball, we'll get to that very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, State has had some bad losses to teams in orange. 3 of their 4 losses have come against orange-wearing teams.
Well, Duke does not wear orange, so State wins.
I think Duke turns it around.
Oh, pull the upset.
I think Duke does pull the upset, but I could also see this going towards NC State. NC State has the high hand lately in Raleigh, but I think Duke wins in my drop kick game of the week.
Okay.
21-20.
And then one of our last top game of the week, Indiana is in a trap game against Michigan. Can they stand the test of time? Can they stand the battle against the Michigan Wolverines and move to Columbus for an undefeated versus 1-loss matchup in Columbus? Probably game day, more than likely, will be in Columbus.
No, it won't.
It'll be between the hedges.
It'll be in Athens.
Okay.
Unless, well, we'll look into that, but I'm guessing it'll be that Tennessee-Georgia game.
So they want a night game?
Think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ohio State and Indiana's going to be on Fox.
Yeah, they're going to be on Fox. They're going to put that on noon. For
FX.
They're going to put it on Fox at noon.
I know. That's a Big Ten game, whatever. They only been to Columbus like 15 times out of the 12 weeks this year.
Million years, it seems like. Yeah, no, every year they go to Columbus every
year. Being that said, Indiana's winning.
Indiana wins, and the Hoosier train keeps on rolling.
Right, and I want to see that. I don't want it to stop.
I don't want to stop either. I'm going 28-10, Indiana.
All right, another big game, kind of big game. Texas against Florida at Austin. I think Texas.
Hook 'em.
Yeah, absolutely. Screw the Gators.
I think the Skaters are in trouble.
Yeah, because I think Texas is mad. They were off last week. And the last game they played with Georgia, was it not?
I can go back and look.
Either way, Texas has got a better team.
No, they beat Vanderbilt.
Okay. So they have skipped a game, but they had a week off. That's definitely true. So Texas is coming in rested, ready to go, and they know it's time to run the table. They must run the table to go to Atlanta. Would you agree?
I'd agree.
Okay. They're in the playoffs. Barring some kind of fallout. They lose this game.
I think they lose to either Arkansas or Kentucky there.
Right.
I'm looking at the remaining schedule. They have Florida, at Arkansas, Tech, Kentucky, and they have to go to A&M.
Right. I still think they need 2 more losses not to make it.
I think if they lose to A&M, they'll be fine. But if they lose to Arkansas or Kentucky,
Okay.
they're done. I think they lose to Kentucky, they're done because that game's in Austin. But we will get there.
All right. Our fan favorite, our team that we've been following all year outside of Navy, Army, goes to North Texas to take on, what are they called?
Mean Green.
The Mean Green, the former home of a lot of great wrestlers. Well, this night they're going to need all them wrestlers because Army's coming in and whooping that tail and going 9-0 and 3 wins away from being undefeated when they play the. Well, no, it'll actually be 11-0 because they got to wait till after the championship game to play Navy, which is, I understand tradition. Come on, man. Anyway, Clemson has to rebound in a tough fashion as they head to Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. And if they lose that game, off with their heads.
I think they'll take care of business.
You think they will? Sandman?
Yep.
I'm pulling the upset here. Where's my pen at? Give me a pen. That's it. Screw the Tigers. Go Hokies. Oh. You gave me. I like the pen you gave me. That's pretty good, William.
I actually just grabbed the first pen I could grab.
Well, all right. Pulled a good pen there.
Your darlings, do they recover?
I got ready to say a joke, but leave that one alone.
Your darlings, Iowa State, do they rebound against Kansas?
They have to. They ain't got no choice. If they lose that game, they're done.
What about our darlings, Kennesaw State?
Our darlings, speak for yourself. Penn State's got a decent tough one at home against Washington after losing last week. They could. I mean, when you lose a game like they just lost, they may still be down in the doldrums. But this will show how kind of coach Franklin is. Can he keep them focused and say, "Hey, we lost this game, but it's only one loss, and we win the rest of the games. We're in the playoffs."
What about Purdue and Ohio State?
That'd be a 500-point game.
I don't see Ohio State losing this game at home.
Not a chance.
Miami, Georgia Tech.
Miami wins. You know what? That's a fun one because last year, what happened? Remember the last year game in Miami? The fumble?
Oh, God.
When they could have took a knee and they fumbled. So I think Miami is going to be extra focused this game, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think I can see that going to 50, 55 points. But I think Miami squeaks it out.
What about our number one team, Oregon?
Maryland, they're that's going to be 55-0.
That's going to be a barn burner where we'd rather see the barn burn.
Yeah.
What about our darlings, Hawaii?
Why do you keep bringing that? Why do you say our? I don't give a crap about Hawaii unless I'm taking a vacation there. Well, actually, I will in the week of Thanksgiving when Carolina goes to Maui. Other than that, I don't know.
Does Pittsburgh recover against Virginia?
Where's the game at?
Pitt.
Okay. Yes. They play at home. If they were playing in Virginia hasn't had a bad year.
Okay. My question.
They're 4-4. That's not where I thought Virginia was going to be trash. So they actually have been better than I thought. They might go bowling and Florida State's going to be at home. Say it perfectly.
Is this Venables' last game at Oklahoma?
Last game?
Against Missouri. He's going to get fired.
Are you telling me this is a home? You're going to fire him in the middle of the year? You're mean.
They are trash.
This man wants to fire people in the middle of the season. No, they got to finish the year.
Okay.
I actually figured this would happen to them this year. I mean, if you remember in my early predictions early on in August, I said Oklahoma's going to have trouble in the SEC.
Yes, you are correct. You are correct, sir.
I'm always correct.
No, you are not.
Some other games coming up this weekend. We got Appalachian State heading to Myrtle Beach to take on the Myrtle Beach Days. It's the Myrtle Beach Days. And I think Myrtle Beach is going to swallow up the Mountaineers. I hate to say this, but I think the Chandeliers, whatever. Chanticleers, whatever. The Chanticleers are going to win Saturday. Actually, Thursday. Their other team down in Greenville are Mateys a home game against FAU.
I think they take care of business.
What are you doing Thursday night?
Sleeping.
He's a little worn out from the week. His mind is blown. We won't talk about why.
Cal, Wake.
You did talk about this one going this one time, and the problem is Carolina's got a pretty big game Friday night. I don't think I can miss it.
Cal, Wake.
I mean, both teams have Wake's on a little bit of a roll. Would you agree?
That is two Jekyll and Hyde teams.
And Cal is not. So I'm going to Wake Forest. I don't think Cal did Cal not start 4-0?
I think so.
And they played us and lost. The only win we got.
3-0 and then lost to Yahoo.
And on Friday night, another Friday night matchup, UCLA and Iowa. Iowa's got to go to Rose Bowl.
I think Iowa gets it done.
The upset pick of the week. Not really. But I think you have a point there. Iowa's offense is coming to play now. I haven't seen UCLA play, so I don't know what to tell you about them.
Mediocre.
And you're about to see them live in a couple of weeks in LA against the Trojans. That's going to be a stinker. Unlike not unlike the game that's going to be down in Tallahassee on Thanksgiving Saturday. Anyway,
digress.
Whew.
Now we turn our attention.
No, we're going to break down some more games.
Oh, you're not done.
We're not done. We're going to move.
Minnesota plays Rutgers.
Well, Minnesota's gotten hot, so I want Minnesota that game.
I want Minnesota as well. Syracuse, Boston College.
BC has
for Boston, we sing the crowd refrain. Give me the Eagles.
Sorry. I think Boston College has underperformed this year. I thought Bill O'Brien would maybe have the plan that's a smidge better. Yeah. They came into Tallahassee and beat our tails. Maybe that's why I thought they might do better. But anyway, I think Syracuse goes in there and wins.
Yeah, I think so.
We already broken down the big game in Raleigh on Saturday.
Cincinnati, West Virginia.
Oh gosh, ain't nobody watching that game. Only ones watching that game is Cincinnati fans and West Virginia fans. And then we have
me if I have nothing else to do.
Well, I can see that. The closer we get to the end, there's not a lot of games that really matter except for the big ones, But it's still fun to look around and see if there's anything we can touch on. We already touched on most of this. All right. Let's see what's happening in the SEC. You right there?
Just make my drink.
I think we touched on all that. You were right. We touched on all those games. Another big week of college football coming up. And I think we broke it down.
Boise State, Nevada.
Well, Boise State's gonna win.
I think Boise State's it's 24 points.
They're on a mission, and they know they're the top team of the Power Fives right now. So
they'll take care of us.
A win out, and they're going to the playoffs.
Absolutely. Now it's your most wonderful time of the year.
It's not time today. Christmas is coming in December.
I was listening to Christmas music yesterday.
Oh, good.
To me, Christmas music starts the day after Halloween, and the tree goes up the first Saturday in December.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I like your excitement, no doubt. Again, what we going with this? You forgot, hadn't you?
What?
You said my wonderful time of the year. What are we talking about? Go, Tar Heel. Carolina wins.
It is basketball season.
Right. Let me start with my North Carolina Tar Heels. What do you think about our games Monday night? Did you see the game Monday night?
Y'all played Monday night?
Yeah, against Elon.
Oh, yeah, because I definitely sat and watched that.
Did you watch Duke play Monday night?
No.
Okay.
But I saw their score.
Okay, my breakdown of North Carolina for Monday night, to me, is it's just the first game. I understand all that. And you're trying to gel as a team. They got to find the right lineup, the right rotation. They looked good in the first half. The first half was about as good as you can beat. And then we started missing layups.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
That's the first half is the only reason you won that game.
Okay. Well, that's probably true. But we missed layups in the second half. They couldn't guard us. They still couldn't guard us in the second half. We just got to the rim and missed layups. We missed about 3 dunks and like 15 layups. And that's what caused the game to be tighter going down the stretch. They actually tied the game at one point. And then our boy RJ Davis went on a roll. So thank God for RJ Davis. Carolina won. Ian Jackson, Drake Powell, and what's his name? Brown.
Yeah.
And I think they got a long ways to go. They're not as fine-tuned as you'd like them to be, but that's a freshman. They're freshmen, so they got one that's pretty good. I ain't no doubt about it, but all I see them do is make layups and dunks, so I ain't not too impressed yet. But anyway, Cade Tyson can't shoot. I can shoot better than Cade Tyson.
I've never seen you shoot, so I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, he shoots like,
shoot like a granny?
Well, maybe. But anyway, but the other there is some big time bright spots, and definitely Seth Trimble. I got some breaking news here for you. We went over this at the bar on Monday night at Kickback Jacks. Shout out to Kickback Jacks. I am saying Seth Trimble is going to win the ACC Player of the Year.
I can actually see that, except for man in there.
Well, we're getting there. RJ Davis did exactly about what we thought he'd do. Again, except for he took 20 shots, which that's what they're going to have to understand. He's going to shoot. Yeah. Hubert has given him the full alternative to shoot. And Jalen Washington is going to suffer from that because he got a lot of shots in Memphis. And he did not, I don't think he took 1 3, but he's one of them guys that needs more volume. I thought he did pretty good for his first game, but Friday night coming up against Hunter Dickerson.
Yes.
It's going to be his first real test of where he's at as a Carolina senior, Carolina center. And to me, when they head into Lawrence, Kansas on Friday night, that's going to be a chance to show exactly what Carolina is right now. If Carolina goes into Kansas and beats the Jayhawks, I think they're a legitimate Final Four team right off the cuff. Do you agree?
Yes.
And we have not seen Kansas play yet, but I'm sure they're pretty good. They're a great regular season team, as we know. Not so great in the tournament.
Kansas beat Howard.
Oh, what's the final score?
They won by 30. Yeah.
Oh, so they kind of did what we did. Didn't really play great. Didn't really play bad. Just played fair to middling.
Took care of business.
Yeah, took care of business. But I think Saturday night. I think Carolina loses Saturday night. My Carolina faithful probably going to be like, well, it's early. I mean, you're going across the country in early November to play a great Kansas team. You can't exactly be like gun ho and say we're going to win. I think Carolina loses probably 80-72, somewhere in there. They're going to play all right, be in the game, but they're going to lose.
I agree. I think they'll take care of business.
Take care of business. That's losing.
I mean, I think they'll keep it close, but I think Kansas will take care of business ultimately. But no, the only thing stopping y'all is Mr. Cooper Flag.
We're not playing Duke's Friday. How do you bring up Cooper Flag? We're playing Kansas. I don't see any cold weather out there yet. I don't see cold weather.
We live in the South. What's cold weather?
I mean, it's going to be cold a little bit, I guess.
Maybe.
I hope not, though, because I got to work all night. Pushing your snow out of the way. I'll make you got to do it.
We took care of Maine.
The Black Bears.
Cooper Flag went for 18-75.
Layups and dunks. Not impressive.
Oh, he looked so impressive.
You don't even believe that. You didn't even see him play.
Oh, I'm just doing it to stir the pot.
I know you are. You know, I think I like to say this. Screw Duke. That's going to be said a lot on this podcast.
A, B, C.
Right.
How
many championships y'all got?
I'll let them think about that.
How many championships y'all got?
They can't spell.
7. You got 7. We got so many, one of them they don't even want to count.
There was a big game this week. There was a big game this week. Baylor beat us. Not out of Baylor. Gonzaga did.
Baylor beat us not out of Baylor?
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
I'm tired.
You're not tired.
Gonzaga beat us.
Maybe Gonzaga's back.
Maybe.
And we're overhyping Baylor.
Or it's still early.
It's definitely still early. There's no question about that.
To me, college basketball season doesn't start till after Christmas. To me.
That's fine.
But there are big games. Duke plays Army. They'll take care of business, no problem.
Well, the funny part about that comment is I thought I could wait till after Christmas to really get into Carolina basketball, but that kind of went down the tubes early.
Do you think your football team?
Yeah, I know.
My other basketball team, Tennessee.
Yeah, they got a rivalry game this weekend
Against DeVille. They took care of business the other day against Gardner-Webb. They took care of business. They won.
Yeah.
They play Saturday at noon against Louisville.
At Louisville?
It is.
A lot of games now.
Yes.
It's a true away game.
True.
That's pretty good for Tennessee to go true away. That's good. Kind of like Carolina.
I think they do get it done. I think Louisville's a good team, but I think Tennessee's better one.
Did Duke go on a true away game this weekend?
No.
Who's they? Did you tell them who they play?
Army. The Army.
Then they play Kentucky next week.
Yes.
In a neutral site. We don't want to play them, and don't play them in Lexington, please. I mean, that'd be rough to do go on a road game. It's going to be an ongoing thing, I believe. I mean, dragging Duke and you get Carolina.
It's the beauty of rivalries.
I love it.
We have 2 other ranked games to get to this weekend. Houston and Auburn on Saturday night.
Games at Houston? Let's say Houston wins.
I think it is. Yeah, it's at the Toyota Center in Houston. So I don't think it's
a neutral site, technically, but it's not neutral site.
Yes. So I think Houston takes care of business.
Taking care of business.
And then Baylor for our last game of the day. Baylor in Arkansas against Arkansas in Dallas. So that is a neutral site.
One thing about Baylor, they don't care who they play, do they? They already played Gonzaga and Arkansas in 1 week. But obviously, since we just found out they lost to Gonzaga by 40, we're going to go Calipari with a win.
Calipari in his Arkansas debut.
No, they probably already played.
Oh, they'll play them. You're right. They'll play tonight against Lipscomb. But still, it's going to be a big
Why you got to cuss for?
What?
Lipscomb. It's not like cuss word.
Lord have mercy.
Don't cuss at me.
But I think Arkansas will take care of business. I do think Baylor is overrated, but Baylor could prove it.
Looks like it.
Sure looks like it.
They like the Florida State of college basketball. Top 10 and then.
Still early.
Oh, for their sake, I hope it is too early. It's early.
Anything else we'd like to go over?
NFL.
Yeah.
We won again, didn't we? America won again. Cowboys got beat again, and Dak Prescott out for a few weeks with a hamstring.
Yeah, boy, the Packers look terrible. And the Patriots,
The Patriots win.
They did not. They lost in overtime.
That's right. That was last week. I was thinking of last week.
They lost to the Titans in overtime, but they had a great play to end regulation.
Don't talk about great plays in regulation when you don't win. Go ahead.
Fair enough.
You want to do it?
No.
Okay, let's check. The Commanders keep marching on. They look like the team that
And Daniel Jones is still trash.
I think Commanders and the Lions could be the NFC Championship game.
That actually is not a bad take.
The Lions, I'm telling you right now, the Detroit Lions are a wonderful football team.
They are a wonderful team, and I hate.
Did I mention they gave me a call this offseason?
Yep.
And then the Ravens, after losing in a tough one in Cleveland, they head back home and destroyed the Denver Broncos. Shout out to my buddy Paul and Jim at Kickback Jacks. They are huge Baltimore Raven fans, and I know they're excited this week.
Yep. And then this Monday night game was actually pretty good.
Yeah, but the usual happened.
I hate the overtime rule. I hate the overtime rule.
Yeah, it's not good.
And I don't like how overtime is timed.
For 10 minutes, yeah.
And that it ends in a tie. I think both teams need to have a possession.
They definitely need less. I think they need to go to the college rule, 25-yard line.
25-yard line?
Well, 40. Maybe 40 for NFL.
50.
That's fair.
50. You get it in the end zone. The other team gets possession. It's done.
All right, moving on to the next week in NFL, the American team, America's going to win again because the Eagles are beating the Cowboys.
Oh, I think so too.
I don't even think it's even close. The Texans and Lions. The Texans seem like they've been playing pretty bad, but they're still 6-3. But the Lions are playing about as good a football as you can play right now. I'm going Lions on the road.
I'm going Lions on the road as well. I think that's just too good of a football team.
The Monday night game, people are going to sleep through it. Rams and Dolphins. Nobody care about that.
Yeah, no, we're not watching that one. Patriots play the Bears.
The Bears.
And then we go to Munich for the Panthers. Panthers and Giants in Germany.
I'm sorry for Germany people, because they got to watch the Panthers and the Giants.
Yeah.
And they'd probably be sold out.
And machine.
The only time either one of them teams will be facing a home sellout all year. Those Carolina Panther fans, they don't. Which I agree with the stick. Why they don't? Because they go to church in the South on Sundays.
Yes.
This is you should be.
Bengals Ravens on tomorrow night. That should be a doozy.
Thursday night football. I'm going Ravens.
About,
Ravens are getting a lot of primetime games.
Yeah. What about Commanders and Steelers?
That's a real good game. My buddy William, the other William, likes the Steelers very, very much.
Friends that are big Steelers.
Yeah. I hate to break their hearts.
Me too. I think the Commanders are just too complete of a.
That's where you draw the line because Jalen Daniels is absolutely outstanding.
Yes.
And you know who's the last two teams? You know what Florida State did to him? Shut him down. Ain't nobody else been doing that. Could do that. That's how great that Florida State team was. Can I live in the past for a second?
Yes, dear.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna keep saying that. We're the last team to shut him down. Florida State.
No, we shut him down.
Yeah, they shut him down.
In 22, we shut him down.
Who's we?
Tennessee.
No.
They gave it Knoxville, we went down to Baton Rouge and spanked the daylights out.
Okay. Well, that's the NFL. One more thing we got to touch on. I hate to say this, the Dodgers won the World Series.
Yeah. I mean, I lost either way. But shout out to Freddie Freeman, former Brave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Winning the World Series MVP, very, very deserving.
Well, when you buy a team, you can win by anything.
Yeah. Bring a salary cap to MLB, please.
Well, if the Braves want to stay healthy, I think we'd had a different story.
Oh, I definitely agree.
And with Garrett Colvin on the free agent market, I was you know what I'm saying. He said he opted out, so he was technically free agent for a little bit. So I got excited. I wanted him to be in Atlanta, but he wasn't able to go. We traded away Jorge Soler, so I think we're opening up salary cap for the off season. I don't know what exactly the Braves are going to do. We need a left fielder. Yes. We need some depth because Ronald is not going to be available for opening day, and neither is Spencer Strider. So we might want to get Max Fried. I hope we can resign Max Fried.
Get some help.
Yeah, we're still where we want to be. We still got young, great talent.
Absolutely.
And the Braves are nothing but going to be right back in the race next year.
Sox.
The Sox. Which Sox?
The Red Sox.
I figured out about the Red Sox. But anyway.
But that's all we got for this week. Thank you for joining us.
Do you have anything we want to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Nah, I've already bring something up, but I'm going to leave it alone. This man is my buddy right here, William Quibble. Is that it?
What? Robertson.
Oh, goodness. So we're on YouTube tonight. And if you're on Facebook and you want to go over to watch, please go over and see our views on YouTube go up. We enjoy this every week.
And we definitely enjoy this. And definitely follow us on our socials, Chop on the Top.
Let me ask you this. You think this is stress relief for you?
Absolutely.
You were feeling pretty bad today, weren't you?
I was exhausted.
On truthful. You were feeling pretty bad today.
That's
but guess what? We're live and living color, baby. Got the road. Back in dream, baby.
Sure. Whatever he just said.
Got the road. Live and living color from William House in Greensboro, North Carolina, baby.
Thank you. Sorry. Appreciate it. But we are so glad you joined us again.
For the Dirty Dozen.
For the 12th and Dirty Dozen episode.
You know next week is, don't you? Yeah, lucky 13.
Lucky episode. But we're so glad
I got a friend. I might have a friend come for that because it's 13.
Just let me know.
Anyway, he's coming.
But we're so glad you joined us again today, and we will see you in a couple of days.
Basically, yeah, because Monday night we're going to try to go
back on Monday night.
Yep.
Thank you, and go Vols.
Hey, go Tar Heels and Knowles.
Yes.